Hi, everybody, and welcome to the varsity girls lacrosse game where you have your Goffstown Grizzlies going against Division I foe, Pinkerton Academy Astros. The Pinkerton Academy Astros are coming in with a record of 6-1, mostly through Division I play. Their most recent win over Hanover High School, and their only loss to potential frontrunner Portsmouth High School, who was the favorite for the Division I state championship this year. Your Grizzlies coming in at 1-6, easily could be 4-6. They've had 3 very close games within their division, in their Division II, only losing by a couple goals in each of the contests. So they're right on the cusp of being able to move things forward. And today is a great challenge, being able to play up a division, to play a perennial powerhouse in the state of New Hampshire with multiple state championships and a pedigree of a long line of pedigree players. So a good challenge for them today, really kind of push themselves to be able to make sure that they can really compete in their Division II play. Out in the draw circle right now, we have Mia Brissett and looks like Anna Perkins. And we're about to get the game underway. Ball's up and ball's on the ground, sprint to the ball. Mia Brissett boxed that out and draw control for Mia Brissett. Good start for the Grizzlies, being able to gain some possession here and be able to get into their offensive set. Grizzlies behind at X. Looking like the offense here, being able to try to set up in there. Ball up top to Lily Connor. And center over to Peyton Duff. Nice shot there by Ella Coletti, just a little bit high. And ball picked up by the Grizzlies. Again, working ball from the outside, Peyton Duff up top. Grizzlies a little bit of a different offensive set here, kind of putting some players in the middle, trying to create some odd man situations. Good patience here by the Grizzlies. Again, they're trying to be able to look for those cutters. Good action on the inside there. Sydney Lavoie trying to find a lane. Good defense by the Pinkerton Astros, being able to close that off. Ball pushed back to the outside. Looks like the Grizzlies are going to kind of find their way in there again. Skip pass over to Sydney Lavoie. And shooting space called. Sydney Lavoie driving down that side, drawing the shooting space. Oh, number 15, that was Callie Lockwood. Sydney Lavoie lining up here against Sarah DiClemente. Shot. And good save there. Some contact there, stick contact, but player down. Looks like the referees let a quick start there for the Astros. Hopefully the player's okay. Ball pushed up to red, quick bang bang play, and goal for number 16. Hannah Lisakis. Good patience there by the Grizzlies, trying to find the right opportunity to get toward cage. They got it, and being able to get that 8-meter shot. Great save by Pinkerton, and they like to push tempo. So as you see, really quickly moving the ball up the field, finding some open spaces, and then putting right into the goal. So 9:43 in the first quarter. Astros are up 1-0. Mia Brissett again with a second draw win. And collecting her second ground ball as well. All right, Trinity Lund with a touch. Ball passed up to Ella Coletti, a little bit of an overthrow. Paige Winters stepped off sides. So with the overthrow there, Paige Winters had gotten the ground ball, but had stepped off sides. Ball pushed down the middle, and goal by number 9, Francesca Doyle. And 9:05 in the first quarter. Pinkerton Astros are up 2-0. Good success here for Mia Brissett so far. 2 draw wins, 2 ground balls, and a little bit of a stacked formation here. Pinkerton trying to play where that ball is squirted out the past 2 times. And ball didn't get much height there, but the referees let that go. And Pinkerton possession off of that draw. A little bit of stick contact there, extension call on the Grizzlies. Pinkerton retains the ball. And Pinkerton looking to set up into their offensive set. Cutters down the middle, a little bit of an overthrow. Good pickup and ground ball there by number 2, Mia Eckerman. And shot by number 13, nice save. Nice save by Miss Hodzik, stepping into goal for the first time, and Grizzly ball. A little bit of a force pass there, good stick by the Pinkerton Astros, causing the turnover, and then pushing right back into their offensive set. Gridley's marking up. Astros testing that middle of the defense, trying to get a little bit settled here, looking to probably run some of their offensive plays and sets. Nice flip over to Francesca Doyle. Nice drive. Shot and save there by Layla Hodzik again. Okay, the officials are stopping the clock here for just a moment. They're kind of talking through their situation with their whistle. Looks like we had a delayed call, and they placing Miss Doyle here on the 12. Quick feed inside, and that's Doyle to number 13, Delaney Summers. As we had talked about here from the onset, this is a pretty big challenge. Again, you're facing a perennial powerhouse here in Pinkerton Academy. We're looking at a good handful of players that are definitely committed to some Division I schools that are pretty notable, one being their goalie. I do believe Miss Francesca Doyle to URI, and Miss DeClemente down to Coastal Carolina, I believe. All right, back out to the draw circle. Looks like a little bit of a switch up here. Mia Brissett on the outside this time, and Sydney Lavoie on the inside. Ella Coletti boxed in by 2. And draw control win there by Anna Perkins. Ball pushed up the side. Down the alley. And Pinkerton with the ball back up top. Active hands, looking inside, extension. So call on Laura Cuddy with an extension right there. That'll put, looks like number 10, that looks like Suki Folsom. Put her on the 8-meter, an opportunity to score. And shot just a little bit wide of the cage. Pinkerton right off the end line, trying to come over the top. Goal line extended. Fake high, shoot low. And another goal there for number 13, Delaney Summers. And the Astros have jumped out to a quick 4-0 lead here. You can see they do really well with possession of the ball. White taking a timeout, just do a little regroup and maybe a little bit of reset here. So we're going to step away here for just a moment, and we will be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody, from that timeout. Goffstown Grizzlies calling their first timeout. They find themselves down 4-0 to the Pinkerton Academy Astros. Line back up here in more of a traditional kind of draw set. And Mia Brissett back in the middle of the circle. Looks like an early entry there on White. Turnover for White. Extra possessions for the Astros are definitely not something we want to be able to give them today. When we give them to them, we want to make sure we make those a little bit harder here. Astros testing the outside, coming down the alley. Push inside, and we do have a sphere call. That looks like that will be called on number 0. That is Sydney Lavoie. I apologize. That's on number 20, Laura Cuddy. Not the best angles of shots here. I think Pinkerton has some good shooters. They most likely are coming to the cage. Nope, they pulled it out. Smart play, retain possession here. Astros moving the ball through X, seeing if they can start to find cutters through the top. And you can hear the Pinkerton coach there kind of calling a particular number here. Looks like they're going to set up in an offensive set and play. Ball through X and looking for the cutters. And shot just off the pipe. And mishandled there by the Astros and picked up there by, can't see our number right there. It looks like that's Peyton Duff. Peyton Duff with the ground ball. Peyton with a good clear, pushes the ball up to Lily Connor. And Lily Connor coming down through X. And pushes the ball over to Trinity Lund. Trinity out to Ella Coletti. Ball back to Trinity. And a little contact there, no call. Ball up to Abby Dubriel. And Pinkerton sensing a little bit of that patient offense now. They're pushing out to play defense, put some pressure on. Smart change up here by the coaches. Force Goffstown to get out of their comfort zone. And nice cut inside there by Sydney Lavoie. Good feed by Ella Coletti and drawing another 8-meter. Sydney Lavoie, natural lefty here versus natural lefty here, goalie. See if the Grizzlies can put one up on the board. Drive into the cage. And great jump there from the goalie, Sarah DiClemente. Nice save. Ball pushed out to Mia Brissett. A little bit of pressure pushed out. Pressure shooting space call there on 15. And Callie Lockwood. So Callie Lockwood, number 15, will go behind. Puts Mia Brissett on the line. Has a natural righty. She has a pretty decent angle here. See if the Grizzlies will take it to cage. Mia comes in, finds an angle, tries to go up top, and door shut down there again by Sarah DiClemente. Nice job being able to step up. And ball pushed up quickly, already past that layer of the Goffstown middies, and fast break opportunity here for the Astros. Slow break, shut down, and ball over there to Suki Folsom, right through the middle with a goal. Pinkerton goal scored by number 10, Suki Folsom. Find your Pinkerton Astros up 5-0. And 2:35 here left in the first period. Ball up and ground ball win. I'm sorry, draw win again by Mia Brissett. Pushing the ball down the side. And ball pushed up to Trinity Lunn. Ball back up to Mia Brissett. And Grizzlies looking to get in their offensive set. Peyton Duff again. Pinkerton starting to push out a little bit, play a little bit of pressure defense, even though that's a little far out for them. Defenses, when they're a little bit confident in being able to apply that pressure, they will go out that far. And Peyton at the X, over to Mia Brissett. And Lily Connor on the swing, trying to get the ball back up. And Paige Winters at the top, seeing if she can find a lane. Good drive. A little bit of contact there, no call. And Pinkerton dislodges the ball there. And number 4 pushing the ball up the field there. It's Elise Collins. Thought about pulling the trigger there, be able to pull it out. And good cut down there, caused turnover by Thea Susi. And a ground ball by Gabby Millis. Ball pushed up the side. Mia Brissett. Big look up there to Lily Connor. Let's see if she's got somebody one-on-one, see if she might go toward cage. No, showing some patience there. Gets over to X. Getting a little pressure, demonstrating need some help. And ball over to Sydney Lavoie. Sydney Lavoie coming across the top. Looks like a potential little two-man game here. Peyton over to Mia Brissett. Mia inside, ducks, dips. Another great save there by Sarah DiClemente. And that was a ground ball by Abby Dubriel. Ball up to Peyton Duff. And the drive. A little bit of pressure there and turnover there. Lily Connor tried to feed the middle. It went right to and looks like Pinkerton pushed that ball forward quickly, realizing the time on the clock, and snuck that one in just before time expired. All right, so we're going to take a missed. Yeah. We're going to take a step away here for a minute. We've got a 2-minute break in between the quarters, and the Pinkerton Astros are up 6-0 over the Grizzlies. right, welcome back, everybody. We are here at the girls varsity lacrosse contest, your Goffstown Grizzlies versus the Pinkerton Academy Astros. One of the perennial Division I powerhouses coming here to the lovely Grizzly Den to present a pretty good challenge here for the Grizzlies to work on their Division II play. Pretty good crowd here. I'd say at least up to 150 people. Concession stands are open on a beautiful 70-degree day. All right, girls have worked themselves back out to the field and setting up for the draw to start off the second quarter. Whistle blowing, ball up, and ball squirted out and controlled by the Astros. Anna Perkins. Pushed up to Francesca Doyle and pushed down the side to Anna Perkins again. Looks like Pinkerton's going to push the ball down through X. Start to set up in their offensive set. Initial wave of cutters, secondary cutters. Good base defense there by the Grizzlies. Good job talking that through, making sure they all have the initial cutters. And looks like one-on-one setup. Ball tried to be pushed inside. Good stick there by Sydney Lavoie. And hold call, so that'll stay with red. Good hustle there by Sydney Lavoie. Looked like a good check, but the official felt that it was more of a hold in that part, so the ball stays with red. Pinkerton again showing some patience and trying to work on cutters from all different parts. And ball forced up top and put in by number 5. Apologize to anybody at home watching from Pinkerton. I don't have a full roster for everybody. So number 5 with the goal. I think it's McElhaney. All right, Pinkerton Astros up 7-0. Ball didn't go up there again. Looks like a hold call given to red. So usually in the draw circle, the ball's got to be able to go up above the head of the, at least upwards. Hopefully the officials will start to pull that in. Good job there by Peyton Duff. Good ground ball there. Ball pushed up to Abby Dubriel and looking for cutters. See Sydney Lavoie come down the middle. Good roll. Shot and a goal. Sydney Lavoie. Way to get the Grizzlies on the board there. Sydney Lavoie with a shot and a goal. Goffstown has done really well with ball transition throughout the year here. Anytime they can kind of push the ball and find some of those open cutters, they've usually found the back of the net. Love to see them keep pushing the ball like that and see if they can get climb back into the game here and cut down that deficit. Mia Brissett back on the circle with Sydney Lavoie and Ella Coletti. And white called for the hold there, and red possession. Mia Eckerman bringing the ball down. And Pinkerton looking to set up in their offensive set. Good cutters inside. Nice save there by Dom Webb. A little change up here in goalie, Dominic Webb. In for the Grizzlies. And with a nice save there. Laura Cuddy with the ball. And should place both players behind. Laura Cuddy, good tough play there. Sees ball upfield, sees Ella Coletti. And Ella Coletti pushing the ball down the side. Looking to get the ball through X, over to Trinity Lund. Eyes up, pushing the ball up to the side. Looks like the Grizzlies are going to try to hold possession here, see if they can get in their offensive set. Work a little time here on the clock and get the kind of looks that they want to be able to see. Good Peyton Duff driving that side. Draws the shooting space call. Good drive there by Peyton. Let's see if she can cash in here on the 8-meter. Yep, a little bit of an extension there. Good call by the official. Peyton had looked up to see if they were going to call it. They did call that. Nice part is, as her drive came in, that gave her a better angle from a different hash mark. So definitely a lot more cage to look at here. Peyton Duff showing a lot of grittiness here. You know, it's not easy to be able to crash the cage like that and getting hit 3 times in a row. Tried to drive that one in deep. Defender caught up to her, was able to just catch that stick just right at the end and able to dislodge that ball. Sarah DiClemente, very long outlet pass, 40-yard pass there, being in Astros on the move. And ball forced inside. Good, right into number 2. That's Mia Eckerman. Mia Eckerman with a goal. All right, you find your Pinkerton Astros. They're up 8-1 here against your Goffstown Grizzlies. 7:01 left in the second period. Let's see if the Grizzlies here can win this draw, get some offensive time here. Ball squirted up. Mia Brissett with another draw win. Mia Brissett having a good day in the circle. Been a strong candidate for that all year, being able to get possessions for the Grizzlies. Sydney Lavoie looks inside, and to Trinity Lund, a goal. Nice job by the Grizzlies, 2-man game. Sydney Lavoie to Trinity Lund. Nice job by the Grizzlies there, being able to control the ball off the draw. Showing some patience up top and just finding the correct 2-on-1 opportunity there. Great look by Sydney Lavoie inside. Just having the patience to pull that defender just a little bit more. She found a really good passing lane. Really good patience there by Sydney Lavoie, and then Trinity Lund being able to stuff that home. Grizzlies are now down by 6, losing 8-2. Ball squirted out there. Sydney Lavoie with the draw win, or with the draw control. Nice job retaining possession, getting it down to X. Ball up to Gabby Millis. Over to Ella Coletti. Trinity Lund. All the Grizzlies here trying to get a touch. Get everybody used to kind of feeling the ball here, so that way if they get called upon on their cut or their ability to drive, they're ready to go. Nice job there by Mia Brissett, kind of faking that throw and try to drive inside. Paige Winters over to Trinity Lund. Over to Sydney Lavoie. See if Pinkerton might be able to show some of those gaps here again. See if the Grizzlies can get inside. Oh, mishandle. Grizzlies have it, though. See if the Grizzlies can't work that formula again and try to see if they can establish those 2v2 areas on the field. Ella Coletti through X, seeing if she can drive goal line extended. Nobody picked her up. She's got an angle. Shoots up top. Looks like that was chased down by the goalie, Sarah DiClemente, after a great stop on the doorstep. Ella Coletti with a great drive, just barely missed that. Ball pushed up to the box, and that looks like it's caught by Soki Folsom, pushing the ball up the field. Good base defense and way to stand in there. Nice save there by the goalie, Dawn Webb, on number 16 there, on Hannah Lasakis. Nice save. Dawn Webb stepping into the net in the second quarter here, already making an impact, a couple saves. And 44, that looks like Marina DeMarco. Push the ball up to Paige Winters. Good job by the Astros being able to head that off and turn that back. Nice job. Way to circle out of that pressure and find Peyton Duff up the sideline, being able to push it into the offensive zone. Peyton seeing if she can take her person here one-on-one. Turns the corner. Pulled the trigger, just missed it. And we have a stoppage of play here. Looks like Peyton Duff may have taken a stick there. Looks like maybe the officials might come together on this. I think they're going to talk it over, see if there's any contact, and this might deem a yellow card or not. And the official did finish there with a double strong whistle. Sometimes that means that they're thinking about it or they were about to call it, but it looks like they're talking this through. All right, well, they've kind of talked some things out, and not sure why. No signals by the officials, so it's really hard to tell you at home what happened. Unfortunately, as a broadcaster, it gets a little frustrating sometimes when there's no signals, and I'm sure fans are left wondering, too, what the call was. But Pinkerton ball, and they're pushing the ball up the field, finding some open space, open on the side, and Dawn Webb with the bounce shot save there. Nice job, way to stick with that ball. Ball pushed out to Marina DeMarco. Lily Connor has her eyes up, finds the next person. Ella Coletti, can she keep it in? Just a little bit of an overthrow. Turnover for the Grizzlies there. And ball back to the Astros. Push the ball down through the middle and back into their offensive end. Pinkerton with 2:54 here left in the period. Lots of options for them here. They can try to push their offense. They can try to kill some clock. My guess is they're just going to go into their normal offensive set. And mishandle behind the cage. And turnover there to the Grizzlies. Mia Brissett up the side. A little bit of an extension there. She felt that one player behind. Until Mia was feeling that one. Abby Dubril bring the ball to X. Ball pushed out to Paige Winters. And inside cutter, Trinity Lunn. Door closed pretty quickly. Back to Paige Winters. Grizzlies had a little something there, a little 2-on-1, just the door closed a little too quickly, quicker than I think they thought. Trinity Lunn trying to turn the corner, inside roll, no cutters, trying to find a cutter. Ball back through X. Ball out to Paige Winters. She has her player one-on-one hung up there. Good opportunity there to maybe test that corner. Let's see if she goes. Ball out to Gabby Millis. And turnover there for the Grizzlies. Just a little bit of a mishandle. And that was actually a withholding from play with the ball was turned over on the stick, but no call by the official. A little behind the back showboating there by Miss DiClemente. And in the sphere call there on 23, that's McKenna Fisher. And with a minute left here in the period, we're in the critical scoring area, so that's why we have the clock stoppage here. Good look inside, and that is a goal for number 16, Hannah Lysakis. 'All right, Sydney Lavoie in the draw circle with Anna Perkins, Ella Coletti on the outside, and looks like Trinity Lunn on the outside. .39 seconds left here in the second quarter. Draw win there by Pinkerton. They're definitely going to start to push towards cage, see if they can put this up to 10 goals before the end of the period here. 30 seconds left here in the period. See if the Grizzlies can hold. And goal by the Pinkerton Astros. Pinkerton showing their stick work there, being able to find open cutters and push that ball, kind of having that feeling, be able to push that ball down the backside. And the officials consulting again. All right, 21 seconds left here in the second period. Let's see how the teams close out the period here. Goffstown would like to be able to get the ball and just be able to push. A little bit of an early movement there. The official looks like he couldn't determine whether it was red or white, so he's going to do a redraw. Ball squirted up. Looks like Sydney Lavoie got the direction that she wanted there. Draw win by Sydney Lavoie. Ground ball. Sydney Lavoie push the cage. 10 seconds, got to go to cage. Got to push, got to push. She's not going to stop. And push from behind. Good job driving to cage, recognizing the time on the clock. Trying to give the opportunity here for the Grizzlies. Looked like she went down a little bit hard there, shaking that wrist. Hopefully she's okay. In terms of a hash mark here, this is exactly where you want to be as a shooter. Great spot. The entire cage to look at. Great opportunity here for Sydney Lavoie. Shot, score. Great job, great placement by Sydney Lavoie. Way to close out that half for the Grizzlies on a positive note. All right, your Grizzlies are on the board there right at the end, but they do find themselves down by 7, losing to the Pinkerton Astros here 10-3. We only got a 5-minute halftime, so we're going to step away for just a moment, and we'll see you guys on the flip side for the third quarter.
You're watching Grizzly Lacrosse.
Hi, welcome back, everybody. We are now back from halftime. We are going into the third quarter for your girls' varsity lacrosse contest against the 6-1 Pinkerton Academy Astros and your 1-6 Goffstown Grizzlies. Out to the draw circle, and we have Mia Brissett and looks like number 21 Anna Perkins. And whistle blown, draw up, and Ella Coletti with the draw control and the win. And the ground ball. Ball pushed down the offensive end. Looks like Ella Coletti had a little bit of an opening there, just closed off by that defender, number 1. Ball pushed out. Good ball control there by Lily Connor. Make sure Grizzlies retain possession. And Grizzlies trying to stay spread out wide. Little two-man game here. Congestion there in the middle, squirted out there. Mia Brissett looks found some space and tried going up top. And new goalie in. And that's Paige. And ball pushed up to Suki Folsom down the side. One-on-one here, opportunity for Pinkerton. Gets top side. Nice save by Dom Webb. Way to stand tall. Great job by Dom Webb there. That's her 5th save of the day. Ball backed up there by the Astros. Nobody picked up the... Isn't coming around. Looks like that shot might have gone off a player, but good look down and in. Faked up high a couple times and put home by the Astros. And Pinkerton Astros have made a change here in goal. It's Paige Fenner in the net now for the Pinkerton Academy Astros. Ball scored it out. Draw control over towards Sydney Lavoie. Just missed it. And controlled there by Pinkerton. Anna Perkins. Looks like the Grizzlies had a good play set up there. Just unfortunately just missed it. Nobody picking up the cutter down the middle. And Suki Folsom with the goal. Grizzlies got to talk that through, try to find the new people coming in and mark up on who they got. Looks like the Grizzlies changing up a little bit here in the midfield area. Sydney Lavoie, Mia Brissett up and down the field all day, along with Ella Coletti there getting a little bit of a breather. And Peyton Duff out to the draw circle. See if a little change up here might be able to counter for the Grizzlies. And ball squirted up and out. And draw control there for the Astros. And Astros on a move again, pushing the ball up the field. And Pinkerton Academy Astros up 12-3. 9:40 left here in the third quarter. Astros showing some patience here, trying to find the right cutters. Great cut. Grizzlies are going to have to start to talk through this here. It looks like a little hesitation on who's picking up their cutters. And the Astros are breaking free. Getting those hands free, being able to find any part of the net that they want right now. Great shot there by the Astros on the run. Puts them up 13-3. Pinkerton doing a good job here, showing some patience and freeing up their cutters. Being able to find some clear lanes here to the net. And looks like Mia Brissett back out on the circle, Ella Coletti on the outside, and Trinity Lunn on the outside with, let's see, looks like Ashley Clouthier, Suki Folsom, and draw control there by Ashley Clouthier. Sees a lane, bringing the ball down the field. Nice job there by the Astros. Astros again trying to test that corner. Good pressure defense there by... looks like the officials are calling a 3-second violation here on the Grizzlies. So what happens there is when a defender is free floating inside the 8 meters there, and they're not marked up on somebody for over a 3-second period. So Astros pulled it out, didn't go to cage, trying to find that closer option, and shot and score by the Astros. That's number 16, Hannah Lasakis. A little bit of fatigue here setting in for the Grizzlies and watching the cutters break free here for the Astros. Let's see if, after each goal here, the Grizzlies just have to have that mindset and just hit the reset button. Kind of bring themselves back to a 0-0 game and just focus on the next play. Ball squirted out there by Mia Brissett and picked up by Ella Coletti. Draw control by Ella Coletti. Sorry for the pause there. Ball up top to Peyton Duff. Good collapse there. There's 3-on-1 there. Somebody potentially open backside. Mia Brissett through the middle. Tried. Ball tried to get forced up in there. And ball moved up the field. Ball up to Silky Folsom. Tried to test that middle. Good collapse defense there by the Grizzlies. And Pinkerton getting into their offensive set, giving them some opportunities here to be able to work in some players. Maybe give them some different looks here. Up little flip play. Grizzlies didn't talk that through. They lost that offensive player. They came right around, left Dom Webb by herself. That's a tough one to try to save for Dom. And that puts the Pinkerton Astros up 15-3. And ball squirted up. Knocked down by Red. And all right. And draw win for Mia Brissett. Trinity Lund with the ball down the side. Trying to see if she can find someone through X. Paige Fenner tried to reach out for that. She almost intercepted that pass, anticipating that ball going through X. Oh, looks like we got our first yellow call here, or a yellow card call. A little bit of an aggressive cross check there. Can't see the number on the field there. Hopefully she's okay. We'll get a number to you in just a minute here. And that's Thea Susi. She's up off the turf. Glad she looks like she's okay. Walking off right now with the trainer. Hopefully she'll be able to get a little bit of a breather here and some rest and be able to jump back into action here. Hopefully she's okay. So what happens in this situation here? So the officials stop the call. It looks like they with an extension cross-check call. So that'll be a yellow card. They'll be down for 2 minutes. There'll be a full-time serve. So if the Grizzlies score multiple goals during that set, and then they can continue through that 2 minutes. So the Astros will be down a girl for a full 2 minutes. All right, ball back in play. And Grizzlies with a girl up opportunity. Ball out to Mia Brissett. And ball behind Lily Connor. Grizzlies got to move there in the middle. They need to create some space there. See if the Grizzlies can get the ball inside to some of the shooters. Peyton Duff trying to drive inside. Looks like we have a sphere call. We got a check coming up over the head, so it looks like that will put Peyton on the 8. And Paige Fenner's first opportunity at an 8-meter. Paige with a piece of that there. Looked like it might even just caught the shaft, but great job there. Great way to stick that out and make that save for the Astros. Ball picked up by the Grizzlies. And ball out to Mia Brissett. A little bit of an inside roll, finds a little bit of a lane. And looks like the Grizzlies were called for a legal screen there. And 8 seconds left on the woman down penalty. Pinkerton should be able to kill this if they retain possession. And looks like they will. And back to even strength. And Pinkerton pushing the ball here. See if they can put another one in here at the end of the quarter. .146 left here in the period. And drive to the cage and score by number 9, Francesca Doyle. Defensively here right now for the Grizzlies. Just got to reset their brains, kind of get back to some of the basics, talk through, mark up, call your numbers. See if they can reset here going into the 4th period. Now with the goal differential right now, the clock doesn't stop. And Mia Brissett, who's had a lot of luck here out in the draw control. See if she can win another one here for the Grizzlies. Ball squirted up. And Mia Brissett was up there, just wasn't able to pull that in. And ball pushed inside. And that's going to be a push call. And a hold and an extension call there, so it's going to be a yellow card against McKenna Fisher. So the Grizzlies, who were a girl up just a little while ago, find themselves now a girl down, 14 seconds left going into the end of the 3rd quarter here. Pinkerton trying to force that ball inside right off that whistle. And shot over the top, and the Grizzlies back that up, and they're just going to take this to the end of the quarter. And see if they can regroup here, see how they do coming out into the 4th quarter. Finishing out that game on a positive note here. So your Pinkerton Astros are up 16-3 over the hometown Grizzlies. 2-minute break here in between the quarters, and we will be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are now going into the fourth quarter, where the Pinkerton Astros are up 16-3. A little bit of a scoring recap here for the Grizzlies. Sydney Lavoie with 2 goals and an assist, and Trinity Lund with a goal. That rounds out the scoring here for your Grizzlies for today. And we are back in the draw circle. And Mia Brissett, who's been battling with Anna Perkins all day. It's been a pretty good battle back and forth. Ball squirted out and picked up by Francesca Doyle. And Pinkerton with the ball and possession in their offensive end. Good change up here by the Astros. Having a late cutter coming in. That's worked for them a couple times today. It's worked out really well. And the Grizzlies lost that cutter down there through the middle. That looked like number 19. Sorry, number 13, Delaney Summers. All right, ball back out to the draw circle, and Pinkerton Astros up 17-3. And ball out. Ella Coletti with a shot at it. And draw control there to the Grizzlies, and ball pushed forward. And Grizzlies with the ball. Sydney Lavoie. Push the ball down through X. Ball forced inside. Looks like the Astros came up with it. Paige Fenner with the ground ball. Through the traffic there. Nice pickup by Paige Fenner. And ball pushed out and up the side by the Astros. And Astros are on the move again. Ball pushed up one more. Suki Folsom down by X. Goal line extended. Looks in the middle. Francesca Doyle with the pause there. Got the defender off her to free up her hands and put that one home. Looks like the Grizzlies are changing up some players here, moving some pieces around. All right, and we are set for the draw. 8:20 left here in the fourth period. Ball's up. And another draw control there for Anna Perkins. A little bit of a misstep there for the Astros. Ball's on the ground, but able to back that right up. Ball into the cutter, and and shot, and they're going to give that to the goalie, Don Webb, with the backup. That was Jenna Shannon with the ball, being able to push the ball up to Lily Connor. And good job by Lily Connor retaining possession, being able to get the ball down to the offensive side of the field there. A little bit of a mishandle there, and a little contact in the back, but no call. Dislodged the ball. And Sinead Brunton right there. Good fight being able to get that ball back. Nice job on that ground ball and cause turnover. Goffstown showing a little bit of patience here, seeing if they can get into their offensive set. Sydney Lavoie with the ball. Cutters through the inside. Sydney Lavoie looking to crash through, trying to find an open lane. A little bit of congestion inside there. Good base defense by the Astros. Closed off that window. Sydney Lavoie out to Layla Hodzik. Who, if you guys remember starting the game, she was in the net. Over to Sinead Brunton. Sinead looking inside. Finds Layla Connor. Goes to shoot and checked out. And Astros on the move, kind of keeping that space, finding that next girl, and ball pushed up the field for a goal. Great transition goal for the Pinkerton Astros, being able to move that ball up the field. And your Grizzlies back out to the draw circle here. Fortunately find themselves down 19-3. Again, playing here one of the premier teams in the state. Peyton Duff with the draw control. That draw control, a lot of excitement there. She had an open lane. It'd been nice to see her be able to finish that off. Let's see if she can get that back. Sinead Brunton. And ball up top to Paige Winters. Over to Ella Coletti. Ella Coletti's got her girl here. Some space, one-on-one. Good two-on-one option there. Scrum in front. That's not Paige Fenner. Looks like the Astros swapped out to their third goalie. If we can get a name here off the sheet here, we'll get that in just a moment for you. And Pinkerton Astros on the move. Some different players in. Looks like they're going to keep pushing that ball forward and get some new people here on the scoreboard there. And 2:38 left here in the game. Your Grizzlies are down 20-3. Let's see how the Grizzlies close it out here. See if we can have a good defensive stand or offensive set here, pushing out to the end of the game. And ball squirted out. Mia Brissett on the outside, and Mia Brissett with another draw control. It's our 6th one of the day. And coming up here on 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter, see if the Grizzlies can do anything with this here. And ball's at X. And ball tried to be thrown up to the outside there. Ball's in. Saved there by Peyton Duff. And turnover for the Grizzlies there. See if Pinkerton throws on the brakes here or if they continue toward cage. Nice save. 1:23 here. Pinkerton still has the foot on the accelerator. And a little bit of an extension call there inside the 8. And 8-meter opportunity for the Astros. And nice save there by Dom Webb. Way to look that in. And ball up to Peyton Duff and pushed Mia Brissett. See if we can, the Grizzlies can push here for one more goal. Astros sinking into the defense. Mia Brissett seeing if she can find some open space here. 30 seconds left. Let's see if the Grizzlies can get on the board. Mia Brissett inside roll. Takes the check and puts it home. Nice job. Individual effort there by Mia Brissett. Get herself on the board. And that looks like to close out the action there for the Grizzlies and the Astros. And we have hit zeros here in the 4th quarter. Pinkerton Astros came into the lovely Grizzly Den here and your Goffstown Grizzlies and walk away with a 20-4 win. Up next will be the JV contest. And thank you all for joining us tonight in the girls varsity contest. We will be talking to you guys again soon. Thank you very much and have a great night.